Taxonomic units of classification. Now, you recall that a taxon is a group consisting of living organisms that have common observable features. They have certain observable characteristics that are similar. So they are placed in one group, and that group is known as a taxon. Now, each taxon or taxonomic unit reflects the position of an organism in relation to the others in the classification scheme. These taxa are arranged in the order starting from the largest to the smallest. So this is the largest up here. The largest taxon is a kingdom. Within the kingdom, there is such a large variety of organisms, and then each kingdom is divided into smaller units, and the smaller unit is further divided into even smaller, so it goes on and on. So in a classification scheme, these hierarchies are arranged in such a way that the kingdom, being the largest, is placed at the top, and the species, being the smallest, is placed at the lowest point. So there are 7 major taxonomic units, namely the kingdom, as I mentioned, is the highest. Now each kingdom is divided into smaller phyla. So phylum is singular. If there are many, known as phyla, that is for animals. In plants, kingdom is divided into division. So each kingdom is divided into several divisions for plants or into several phyla for animals. Then each phylum or division is divided into classes. A particular class consists of several order, and each order is divided into families. One family has several genera. Genera is a plural for genus. So you have several genera in a family. And then each genus consists of several species. The species is the smallest unit, consisting of members or organisms that are very closely related. So species is the smallest unit of classification, and the members of a species can naturally interbreed to produce fertile offspring. Though within the members of a species there may be minor differences which constitute maybe varieties or strains or breeds or even races. But the different races or strains or varieties can interbreed to produce fertile offspring. Members of different species cannot interbreed to produce different species. So the moment organisms cannot interbreed to produce fertile offspring, then they are said to belong to different species. So these are the 7 major taxonomic units. Each organism belongs to a particular kingdom, and then down from the kingdom, the organism will be placed into a particular phylum or division based on characteristic. Then the same organism will be placed into a particular class. Then within that class, the organism will belong to a particular order. And in that order, there will be several families, and that particular organism is placed in a particular family based on characteristics. Within the family, we have several genera, and the organism will be placed in a particular genus. And in a given genus, there will be several species to which the organism will belong, but to one of them, just one particular species. So within that species, a group of species, that particular organism will be able to freely interbreed with members of the same species to produce fertile offspring. Now, we start by looking at the kingdom of living organisms. There are 5 major kingdoms of living organisms. So a particular organism will belong to one of these 5 kingdoms. The 5 kingdoms are 1. Monera. Monera comprises of bacteria. The Monera kingdom comprises of bacteria. So this is a family. Let's say if all these are the living organisms. We have living organisms here. Then they'll be divided into 5 kingdoms. And the first one we're considering is the kingdom Monera. The members are known as prokaryotes. Why prokaryotes? Because members of this kingdom Monera lack a membrane-bound nucleus. That is, apart from being unicellular, they have no organized nucleus, and for that reason they are said to be prokaryotes. So this kingdom consists mainly of bacteria. Then the second kingdom, the next kingdom is the kingdom Protoctista. The kingdom Protoctista. This kingdom consists of Plasmodium that cause malaria. So here you have the Protoctista, and this is a representation of the Plasmodium, amoeba, and algae. Plasmodium and amoeba are unicellular. Most algae are also unicellular, though there are a few that are multicellular, like the seaweed, and there are those that whose bodies consist of filaments, like the Spirogyra. So the kingdom Protoctista consists of members that are either unicellular or multicellular. Their cells have a distinct membrane-bound nucleus and membrane-bound organelles. Some make their own food through photosynthesis, while others feed on already manufactured food. Then there's a kingdom fungi, and the best example of the members of this kingdom fungi is a mushroom. But it also includes, this kingdom also includes yeast. Yeast is also a member of the kingdom fungi. Then there is a kingdom plantae. The kingdom plantae is one of the commonest and consists of the common plants such as the maize plant, the garden pea, mango tree. Now, apart from those very common plants, it also consists of the pines, the cypress, consists of the fern, like in this here, this is a fern plant, and the small plants known as the mosses that usually grow in damp, shaded places. So these are the members of the kingdom plantae. Now, the members of this kingdom plantae are multicellular organisms, and they contain chlorophyll that they use in photosynthesis to manufacture their own food. Then lastly, there's a kingdom Animalia. The kingdom Animalia, this kingdom comprises of the more familiar multicellular animals that include cattle, fish, and arthropods such as the spider. The members are heterotrophic, that is, they obtain already made food from the bodies of plants and animals.